Today we are going to concentrate on calculating mode in statistics. Now, let's look at mode, the concept of mode in statistics. When we say mode simply means the frequently occurring value in a data set, or the frequently occurring observation in a data set. Now, so mode refers to the frequently occurring value in a data set. Now let's look at a simple data set, or a raw data set. Let's look at an example. So we have these data sets. We have 5, we have 6, we have 4, we have 1, we have 2, we have 2, we have 5, we have 5. Now, this is a simple data set, or this is a raw data set. Now, if you are asked to calculate for mode, you are simply going to observe these data, and you are going to pay attention to the frequently occurring value. Now, let's observe the data set here. We have 5, we have 6, we have 4, we have 1, we have 2, we have 2, we have 5, and we have 5. Now, if you observe these data sets very well, okay, you could see that 5 is occurring 3 times. So we see we have 5 occurring 1, we have 5 occurring 2, we have 5 occurring for the 3rd time. Now, 6 occurred once, 4 occurred once, 1 occurred once, 2 occurred 1, and for the 2nd time. Okay, so if you check this data, you realize that 5 occurred 3 times. Okay, 5 here, 5 here, and 5 over here. Okay, so 5 is occurring 3 times. So in this data set, we say that the mode is equal to 5. Okay, this is an example of a simple data set. Now let's look at another example. Let's look at another example of a mode in a raw or a simple data. We have 10, we have 10, we have 2, we have 4, we have 4, we have 5, we have 2, we have 8, we have 8, we have 9. Now, if you look at this data set, when you are given a data set, a raw data to calculate for the mode, now you have to quickly observe the whole data set. So we have 10, we have 10, we have 2, we have 4, we have 4, we have 5, we have 2, we have 8, we have 8, we have 9. Now let's look at 10. 10 occurs 1 and 2. Let's look at 2. 2 occurs 1 and 2. Let's look at 4. 4 occurs 1 and 2. Let's look at 8. 8 is occurring here. 8 is occurring here. 2. Okay, let's look at 9. 9 occurs only once. Now, if you look at this data, okay, you can see 10 is occurring 2 times. 8 is also occurring 2 times, 1 and 2. 4 is also occurring 2 times. 2 is occurring 2 times. Now, in this data set, we have multiple modes. So we have 10 is one of them. 2 is also occurring 2 times. 4 is also occurring 2 times. And then 8 is also occurring 2 times. So in this data set, you see we are getting 2 modes. And that means that it is possible that in a simple data set or a raw data like this, you can have a data set where there are multiple modes. That's the meaning. Okay, so this is to let you understand that in a data set, there is not going to be one single mode all the time. It is very possible that you can have a data set where there are 2 modes, a data set where there is a single mode, and a data set where there are 3 or more modes. And this is a typical example. Now let's look at another example. We are looking at our last example for a raw data or a simple data. So we have 15, 18, 20, 20, 15, 16, 8, 9, 2, 1. Okay, so this is also another example of a simple data, or what we call a raw data. Now in this data, first of all, if you want to calculate for a mode, there is no need for you to arrange the data in any kind of order, as we did in calculating for median. Here, you don't need to arrange the data in order. You just have to observe the mode, the observation, the data. Now usually, it is very important that in observing the data, try and observe the minimum value in the data and then the maximum value in the data, even though you may not use that for any form of calculation here in calculating for mode. But it's very good for you to observe. Here, the minimum is 1, the maximum is 15. Sorry, the maximum is 20. Okay, now let's look at 15. 15 is occurring 1 over here, 2 over here. Let's look at 20. 20 is occurring 1 over here, 2 over here. Let's look at 18. 18 occurs once. 16 occurs once. 8 occurs once. 9 occurs once. 2 occurs once. 1 also occurs once. Okay, so you could see that 15 is occurring 2 times, 1 and 2. 20 is occurring 2 times, 1 and 2. So the mode for this data set is 15 and 20. Is that okay? Yeah, so this is a typical example of how to calculate for mode in a simple data or a raw data. Now there are 4 types of mode, okay? Or we can have 4 types of data. In terms of mode, we can have 4 different types of data. Or under the concept of mode in statistics, we can have 4 different types of data. Okay? The first one type, we can have unimodal data, or we can say unimodal. If we say a data set is unimodal, meaning we have only one mode. Okay, if we say a data set is unimodal, meaning in that data set we have only one mode or a single mode. Let's look at an example. So example, we can have 5, 4, 8, 7, 1, 2, 8. So this is an example. So in this data set, observe the data. So we have 5 occurring once, 4 occurring once, 8 is occurring 1 here and the second time here. 7 occurs once, 1 occurs once, 2 occurs once. So the mode for this data, the mode is equal to 8. Why? 8 is occurring 2 times. Okay, but here you see that for this whole data, it's only one mode. So we refer to this as a unimodal data. A unimodal data. So this is an example of a unimodal data. Now let's look at another example. Ten, 18, 2, 5, 12, 10, 10. Okay, so let's look at this data set. So we have 10, we have 18, we have 2, we have 5, we have 12, we have 10, and we have 10. Now for a data like this, first of all, observe. Just look at all the observations. Okay, so the maximum you can see over here is the 18. The minimum you can see over here is 2. Then now let's observe how they are occurring. So 10 is occurring 1, 2, and 3. 10 is occurring 1, 2, and 3. 18 is occurring once. 2 is occurring once. 5 is occurring once. 12 is occurring once. So the mode over here is what? 10. Okay, so this is also an example of a unimodal data, or we say the data is unimodal. Unimodal simply means that we have only one mode or a single mode in this data set. Okay, so in statistics, we can give you a set of data, then we ask you to identify which of the data set is unimodal. So for example, we can give you a simple data like this. Alright, so let's look at another example. So we can have a question where we will ask you to identify the unimodal data among a set of data sets. So we can ask you to identify when we give you set of data sets, then we ask you to identify the unimodal data. Okay, good. So here, this is how you are going to go about it. So we can give you can have A, then we give you a set of data. You can have 4, 8, 8, 2, 3, 3. Then we can have B. We can have 7, 10, 10, 7, 6, 3, 3, 2, 3. Then we can have C. We can have 7. We can have 17, 8, 10, 10, 10, 8, 8, 4, 4, 4. Alright, so let's observe these three data sets. We've been asked to identify the unimodal data. Okay, great. So let's start from the A. Now in the A, let's observe the mode in the A. So we have 4 over here. It's occurring only once. We have 8. 8 is occurring here, 1 here, 2. 2 is occurring. 2 is occurring just once. 3 is occurring 1. It's occurring 2. Okay, so the mode in this data set, is 8 or 3 and then 8. That's the mode in the A. Now let's come to B. Now 7 is occurring 1, and then we have 2 over here. 10 is occurring 1, we have 2 over here. 3 is occurring 1, 3 is occurring 2, 3 is occurring 3 for the third time. Now 2 is occurring once, 6 is also occurring once. Now if we give you a data set like this, if you are not careful, you may think that there are multiple modes in a data set like this, because you see, if you check, 10 is occurring 2 times. 7 is also occurring 2 times. If you are not careful or patient enough, you may think that the 7 and 10 are also part of the mode. Now the fact that we have a data that is occurring multiple times alongside the actual mode, which is 3 in this case, does not mean that this 7 and 10 is also part of the mode. Okay, we usually look at, that's why the definition says the frequently occurring value. So this is occurring 1, 2. 7 is occurring 1 over here, 2 over here. But it's not frequently occurring as much as compared to the 3. Because 3 is occurring 1, 2, and 3. So if you give you a data set and a particular value is occurring 2 times, Another value is also occurring 2. But another value is occurring 4 times. That the one occurring 4 times is the mode. Is that okay? So for this data set, there is a single mode. And that single mode is equal to the 3. Now let's look at the C. The C, 17 is occurring once. 8 is occurring 1, 2, 3. 10 is occurring 1, 2, 3. 4 is occurring 1, 2, 3. So in this data, the mode is equal to 8. We have 4, 8, and 10. Because they are all occurring 3 times. So 8 is occurring 3 times. 10 is occurring 3 times. 4 is also occurring 3 times. Now this type of data is not a unimodal data, because here we have 1, 2, 3 modes. So this type of data is not a unimodal data. Now if you check over here too, this type of data is not a unimodal data. Why? Because we are having 2 modes in this type of data. Now a data where we have 2 modes, we call it a bimodal data. Okay, so if you give you a simple data and you are having just 2 modes, that kind of data is a bimodal data. Now, if we give you a data where we have 3 or more modes, remember, 3 or more modes, be careful you don't define multimodal data as 2 or more. It's a data where we have 3 or more modes, like this example. You see, we have 3 or more modes. And if you are defining multimodal data, be careful not to say more than 2 modes, please. Stick to 3 or more modes. Okay, so when we give you a data here, a data that is having 3 or more modes, then we call that data multimodal data. Okay, like this example. We can have a set of data where we have 4 modes. We have 5 modes. We have 5 different values occurring equally or frequently occurring equally. Such a data is called a multimodal data or multimodal. Okay, then you can have a data where we have 2 values occurring more frequently. Such a data, we call it bimodal data. Bimodal data. An example of this kind of data. So you see, this kind of data, we have 8 occurring 2 times, 3 also occurring 2 times. So this kind of data is a bimodal data. Now, if you come over here, the C, you can see that 10 is occurring 3 times, 4 is occurring 3 times, 8 is also occurring 3 times, 1, 2, 3. So here, we are identifying how many modes over here, 1, 2, 3. So this is a typical example of a multimodal data. Is that okay? So that means that the other types, the second type, we can have a bimodal data. Okay, and then the third one, we can have a multimodal data. Now, what is a bimodal data? A data set with 2 modes. Okay, 2 modes. So we give you a data set and we have 2 modes in that data set. Example, 3, 10, 10, 3, 8, 5, 2. Okay, so let's look at these data sets. So you see we have 3 over here, 3 occur 1 and 2, 10 also occur 1 and 2, 8 is occurring once, 5 is occurring once, 2 is occurring once. So in this data set, the mode is on 3 and 10. Is that okay? Multimodal data. For multimodal data, with this type of data, we have more than 3 or more modes. Okay, 3 or more modes. Let's look at examples. So 8, 5, 4, 10, 10, 8, 8, 10, 2, 1, 1, 1. So let's look at these data sets. So with this data set, 8 is occurring 1, 2, 3. 5 is occurring once. 4 is occurring once. 10 is occurring 1, 2, 3. 2 is occurring once. 1 is occurring 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so in this data set, let's look at the mode in this data set. The mode is we have 1, we have 8, and then we have 10. But you realize that in this data set we have 3 modes. So it fits the definition of multimodal. Multimodal says that the data set with 3 or more modes. That means that you can have a data set where we have 4 modes. Okay, we can have a data set we have 5 modes, even 6 modes, or even up to 10 modes in that data set. So once a data set is having 3 or more modes, that data set is multimodal. Now the last one, if a data set is not having any mode, we just say that there is no mode. So the fourth one, we say no mode. Okay, so you can have a data set that there is no mode. So for example, we can have 4, 16, and 12. So in this data set, 4 is occurring once, 16 is occurring, 4 is occurring once, 16 is occurring once, 12 is occurring once. None of the values here is occurring more frequently. So in this data set, there is no mode. So we say no mode. Is that okay? So in this data set, we only say there is no mode. Is that okay? Yeah, so when we give you another example. Another example. 8, 10, 24. 8 is occurring once, 10 is occurring once, 24 once. So in this data set, you know mode. Another example. These are the blood pressures of patients on the ward in millimeters of mercury. So in these data sets, 120 is occurring once, 130 is occurring once, 108 is also occurring once. So in this data set, there is no mode because you see, they are all occurring once. For mode, we are looking for a value that would occur more than once. Is that okay? For mode, the concentration is on a value that is occurring more than once. Because you see, if all the values are occurring once, okay, if all the values are occurring once, then what it means is that there is no frequently occurring value. But for mode, we are looking for a value that is occurring more than once. So in a data like this where 120 is occurring once, 130 is occurring once, 108 is also occurring once, there is no mode. So you say no mode. So if we give you a data set and there is no mode, okay, or no value in the data set is occurring more than once, all of them are occurring once, we say no mode. Simple as that. Great. So these are the various types of data that we can have in terms of mode. Okay, now let's look at how to calculate for mode in an ungrouped frequency table. Let's look at how to calculate for mode in an ungrouped frequency table. Now, if we ask you to calculate for mode in an ungrouped frequency table, it's a very simple exercise. Is that okay? Questions first.
Okay.